It's 7:30. It's Sunday morning. I've been awake since about 3:30, but I'm now having some breakfast. It's really busy out because the marathon has just kicked off. I'm going to go over to the convention centre in a minute to change my registration, and I thought I would kick off my video diary now. What happened yesterday was the New Media Council had a meeting, and Len very kindly gave us all these little video recorders, so I thought I would capture the conference as we go along. Here we are at the convention centre. The best thing about the convention centre is this bear that's peering in through the window. This is the Wells Fargo Theatre, where the awards ceremony was last night, and where Colin Powell will be speaking later on today. I'm not going to be allowed to video that though. And as you can see, the conference centre is quite mammoth. But I've managed to change my registration at the desks behind me, so I don't have to go to the really boring presentation I'd signed up for, and instead I get to go to a presentation about the disaster response to Hurricane Katrina, which I think will be much more interesting. So I look forward to that. That's tomorrow. We've had quite a busy afternoon. We had a New Media Council meeting, then we had the new starters induction, Congress First Timers, and you can tell we're Congress First Timers because we've got this kind of badge. We had an induction for that. Then we had the keynote speech. So we had Colin Powell speak this afternoon after lots of introductions. He got 3 standing ovations, which was quite cool. And now we've come in, they've opened up the exhibition hall, so we've come in for something to eat and to have a look around the stands. So that's where I am now. And you can see it's a lot busier now than it was when I was changing my registration this morning. Right, well, I've walked the floor of the exhibition and I've bumped into Cornelius from the Project Management Podcast. So
hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, Cornelius.
Hello, viewers.
What are you thinking of the exhibition so far?
Well, the Cabernet Sauvignon 2005 is quite nice.
Excellent, and I tried the rosé, which was also excellent.
Yes, wonderful. One thing that I find is it's a huge floor. I'm not really impressed, frankly. Over there is Primavera, there's Microsoft, there are all these tool manufacturers, and then there are universities and training companies and consultancies, but I don't see anything that really grabs my attention and says, hey, look at me, I'm really the next best, the next big thing. There are a few tools out there definitely that I looked at and I thought, oh, this is interesting, and they claim to be the big next thing, but how can you know, right? This is an exhibition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
It's just gone 7:30 on Monday morning and I'm back at the Wells Fargo Theatre for the presentation on the value of project management. I've just had some breakfast and I'm going to go into the theatre and see what they've got to say. It's quite important that I see some of it because I've got the chance to meet them later on today and I don't really remember anything about the study, so I need to find out more about it now so that I don't look like an idiot later on. This is the inside of the theatre, and this is where Colin Powell presented yesterday. There are about 3,000 people in here for his presentation. You can see the last of the people just leaving now from the value of project management presentation that we had this morning. There were not 3,000 people getting up early to come and listen to Mark and his colleague. It was quite interesting, but I'm still not really clear as to what their main conclusions were, as they ended up by saying value is different things to different people. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to talking to them later. Hopefully I can get a bit more insight. This is where I had my lunch today. The lunch yesterday was a bit rubbish, so I decided I would come out. I've also taken the opportunity to go to the post office and buy some stamps, although I haven't actually written any of my postcards yet, but hopefully I'll get a chance to write them a bit later on this afternoon. Maybe if some of the presentations aren't that interesting, I could sneakily do that at the same time. So this is the main street in Denver, the 16th Street Mall. This is where I was doing my shopping on Saturday, and there's a free shuttle bus that runs up and down. So I've been taking that from the hotel down to the convention centre. Here we are in room 604. This is the New Media Council headquarters. There's Hal and Shalise and Josh and Cornelius, who's trying to set up a podcast at the moment with Mark. There's Janice from the Value of Project Management Study and Dave. So we're all just going to sort out a photo, I think. It's been quite a busy day so far. I've done sessions on managing multiple small projects and the Katrina hurricane disaster response, and we've spent about an hour and a half with the value of project management researchers, and now I'm a lot clearer than I was after the breakfast this morning about what that's all about. So now I've come up to the lobby. I thought the exhibition hall would still be open, but that's actually closed about 3 o'clock. So hopefully you can see the bear over my shoulder, and so it's really huge, and it looks into the convention centre. Our evening reception tonight is in this ballroom, and they haven't opened the doors yet, so these are all the people waiting to go in. It's Tuesday. It's been a really busy day so far. I've been up before 6, and I've realised why I've been waking up at 3:30 every morning. It's because that's when they come round with the newspapers and deliver your paper outside your door with a big thump. So I rushed here for breakfast. There really is no need to put strawberry flavouring in cream cheese. Plain cream cheese on a bagel tastes just fine. Although I will give you that the pumpkin cream cheese I had at the bagel shop on 16th Street Mall on Saturday morning, that was good. Strawberry cream cheese, not good. So I rushed here for breakfast. Then I went in to see Connie Podesta talk. I hope I've got her surname pronounced right. She was exactly what we needed for a final day of Congress speaker. She was really, really funny, and she was talking about how to get everybody pulling in the right direction, and she had people up, and it was hilarious and very, very interesting as well. And now I am off to listen to Tracy Duez from Breakthrough Consulting talk about how to get 40% more productivity from my team. Right, well hello, I'm here with Tracy Duez, and I've just listened to Tracy's Congress presentation. And Tracy's another Congress first timer like I am, so how has it been for you so far?
Oh, pretty good so far. I'm from Houston where it's a little warmer, so Denver, a little chilly for me.
I'm finding it really warm. They told me there was going to be snow.
Warm? It's
Yeah.
going to snow tonight, so just...
Oh right, I'll be gone by then.
Oh, darn. Okay. Yes.
So how do you think your presentation went down today? People were very
Well-
positive, weren't they?
Well, people were very positive, but I don't really worry about what other people think. It's all about just valuing them as human beings, which was what the
That was
presentation,
what the presentation was
about.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you hope people took away from your presentation?
Well, as a former project manager, I found that project managers really focus on their project plan and the tasks and just managing things as opposed to leading. And so what I hope they took away from my presentation was that they are now better able to lead by intrinsically valuing human beings, not just as human doings.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Every day Congress is producing its own glossy newspaper, and this is today's version, covering the events of yesterday, which included the election results. So there are some new board officers who've been announced, so covers key things that are happening today. And the new media council has got a mention on page 2, so all our details are listed there, which is quite exciting. Well, it's pretty much the end of the day, and things are starting to calm down a bit. After the session on 40% productivity with Tracy, I went to a presentation on vendor management, which I didn't actually think was very interesting. I didn't get a lot out of that, although I think other people did. And from there I went straight to a lunch. Everyone seems to eat very early here, 11:30. Our salads were all laid out, and we had an hour with Greg, the CEO of PMI. So he talked a bit about his strategy and where PMI is going in the future, and he answered some questions that we had. We went straight from there when we were shepherded into PMI headquarters, a separate room, and then we had to go back to 604, our new media council headquarters, for the day, and we had a bit of a wrap-up session around what we'd got out of it, what we still need to do, following up with each other and things like that. Then from there, went and did an interview with Cornelius for the Project Management podcast. Then I went and had a look around the exhibition hall, and things are really starting to wind down. We spoke to a woman from PDUs to Go, which I think is quite interesting, and I'll probably write a bit more about that at a different point. But really, most of the stands were packing up, and that was 2:30, just at the end of the coffee break. So there's a real sense that it's coming to a close and the Congress is over. Even though there's a session happening now, there's another session scheduled for 4 o'clock. There's a networking event tonight, and a lot of people aren't actually leaving until tomorrow morning. But people are starting to drift away. They're taking their luggage out of the check-in, and there's a just real sense of winding down. So it seems like Congress is coming to an end.
Congress may be over, but there's still time to fit in a bit of shopping. Here comes the shuttle that runs up and down 16th Street. Well, here we are back in a city where the altitude won't give me a nosebleed, and I'm off home to have a proper cup of tea.